sports reporting. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down. You know nothing about sports.
Nuts prod not the beat.
You know nothing about sports.
We're live. Back.
What's cracking, America?
Welcome back.
Man,
I gotta say this week, I don't have any grievances this week
I do.
because there were some winners and some losers in this two trades of the draft.
Welcome
Man.
to what's this, week 9?
Yeah,
Week 9 coming up. Yeah.
week 8 review.
Week 9
predictions,
preview.
week 9.
Yeah, man.
All right,
You know
so
nothing about sports.
look,
And
you know
this-
nothing about trades, but
the title
Or
of
game.
this podcast could not be more accurate.
Yeah. Why do you think at the top of the show I always say this? It's not to our subscribers know who we are. I'm just saying it just to like let y'all know we know nothing about sports.
Right.
But you will get a truthful, unbiased opinion that's not jaded by anybody in the NFL or any industry.
Yep.
That's the truth. And we're
We
sticking
are
to it.
not here for hot takes. We are not here to disagree with each other for ratings
Mhm.
or clickbait stuff. We're just trying to give it to you as best we know. So, on to the show.
All right, so this here, man, as we mentioned earlier, with these two the only two trades that happened, I think I don't know. We can't count the King and Drake trade, can we?
Well,
Technically, yeah. I mean, we didn't talk about it.
I mean, they left him at the airport, so you know.
You're right.
But that was the day before, wasn't it?
But it was still like
It
was
was-
like 3 days before the deadline. So
Right.
Is that but is that really a deadline if it's 3 days before?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's the week of.
it's less than a week before the deadline.
What kind of business you guys running?
Hey,
I
this
thought-
is all new to the NFL. This ain't
Right.
NBA or this ain't MLB.
Yeah, this is
I
like the
thought-
NFL. The NFL's in culture shock right now.
Right
I
now,
thought-
I mean,
I thought deadline meant deadline, like last hour.
Man, we up until what? I mean, it's kind of like trades have been slowly like, building and building. Like you've been seeing more and more trades each year, but this
Yeah.
year by far, it's been like the most anticipated, the most exciting, and I love it because this is something that you didn't. This is the only major sport that you really wouldn't see any big moves at the deadline.
right.
NBA had them, MLB had them.
Yeah. Oh,
love it.
but trust me, next year, 2020 trade deadline is going to be really massive because that's the deadline before the CBA expires.
Oh
And so people are going to be trying to maneuver because they're all thinking, trying to foreshadow if there's going to be an agreement or what the cap's going to be like. So it's going to be very interesting next year.
yeah. Yep.
And a lot of the moves that were made this year were for anticipation for 2020. That Jalen Ramsey trade was anticipation of 2020.
Yep.
I give you that. All right, so from the trade standpoint, who do you guys think were winners? Brandon, who do you think was a winner?
Obviously the Pats. I mean, that Mohamed Sanu went into a perfect situation. Tom Brady wins. He gets a big receiver that he could target downfield. The Pats didn't do anything but get better. Like Kennedy said last podcast, that second round pick, was basically will be a third round pick just because of how late it would be. So they essentially gave up a third round pick for, dude. Yeah, his stats won all that. I think he caught like 2 balls, but still, his presence in that locker room for one with Edelman, because they got a bunch of young receivers on that team. His presence in the locker room, and then him just being a savvy vet, man, for Tom to throw to. And then I had the 49ers. Clearly, Kyle Shanahan and co. Clearly, John Lynch and co. knew what they were doing when they targeted Emmanuel Sanders. He didn't have Sanu. He didn't have a big day Sunday, but his presence was clearly evident on the field, and it totally. And I'll get to that game later, but it totally changed everything that Carolina wanted to do on defense. So I feel like those two were the winners.
So who you think, K-Man?
Definitely San Francisco. Their offense is very straightforward. It's running the ball and throwing to George Kittle. Adding Sanders gives them another element that defenses have to account for. So that is really good. The Pats, I like what the Pats did because Sanu, they can use Sanu like their Gronk because they're missing. The way their offense works is the reason I like their offense is you never know what you get every week. One week you'll get a team that run like 50 times. The next week you'll get the team that passes like 50 times. But they have those little small receivers, but they need that big body receiver to occupy the safety up top. Right. And they didn't have that. Josh Gordon, for what he was only like 5'11". And so they didn't really need him. So Sanu helps. The only thing about Sanu, my issue with Sanu is he's never put up numbers. He's been the number 2. He was a number 2 in Cincinnati. He was a number 2 in Atlanta. Yeah. But he still never put up he's never put up 1,000 yards. So we'll just see how he acclimates to that system.
Yeah, he never needed to.
I'm gonna tell
he
you,
never needed to put up 1,000 yards.
You know who y'all forgetting as winners, man? The Ravens, how they got Marcus Peters. I think that's going to add to them with their defense because I'm thinking they're thinking long term for their corners in the defense because if Patrick Mahomes gets healthy and Tyreek Hill is out there, they're definitely going to have to contend with them. And then on top of that, they may don't the Ravens play the Chiefs this weekend? I think this.
No, they played in like week 3.
Yeah, the Ravens played they played the Pats.
That's okay. Yeah. That's what I was okay. So that's what they're banking on too. Because you say now the Pats just got Sanu, now they got Marcus Peters. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be those are some good matchups right there, man.
Yeah, the only reason why I would be hesitant to call the Ravens winners in that deal is because Marcus Peters is not consistent enough to be thought of as who people perceive him to be, which is a shutdown corner. He's too sometimey. When 2 weeks ago they played the Seahawks, you saw good Marcus. You may see bad Marcus Sunday night against the Pats. You just never know. You just never know. And about that, one more thing about the Sanu trade to the Pats. The Pats didn't do this for the regular season. They brought in Sanu to help knock down Kansas City in the playoffs. Because what's Kansas City's biggest weakness?
Yeah, defensive backs. Yeah.
And also, it could be, I'm not saying, but it also could be something to a team they might face in the Super Bowl who has secondary issues, the New Orleans Saints. But right. The reason why I won't put Marcus Peters on there because he ain't that good. He can't cover.
He gets his just be honest.
He gets his no. He gets his interceptions like the one he got in Seattle by trying to goat a quarterback into thinking they're open. Covering, he can't cover. And now the problem, the good thing is that the Ravens play a scheme where his antics they can cover up for.
Right.
But
that's what I was. Yeah.
And he's definitely a ball hawk, but that was his first game back. Once we get into more practicing the Ravens way, they will tell him, no, you need to cover. We are thinking about January. We ain't thinking about September.
Right.
That's you thought about September a lot because you played at Kansas City and they don't do anything.
Right.
All right. So K-Man, I'll start with you on this one. So I already know who the biggest loser was. So and I think we all agree on this one. K-Man, who do you think was the biggest loser during this trade season?
I got two. One is the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Andy Dalton situation. Yeah.
You're 0-7. You wait till this week to bench Andy Dalton. Why'd you bench him last week? You could have got yourself a 4th round pick for him.
He's hot about that too.
Yeah. You are in the Burrow Tua sweepstakes. Second of all, what is AJ Green doing? You get New England to give you a 1 for him, and now you have ammunition just in case you need to, or to build up your team. That is a bad franchise, but we already know that. The second loser is the Philadelphia Eagles. You see yourself as a possible playoff / Super Bowl contender. You are deficient at one area, and you did not go out and try to get something.
Yep.
That is malpractice.
Yep.
I think I know where you want me to go with this, Rashawn, but we already been down.
You know who I'm thinking.
We already been down this road. Many podcasts. I'm not going there. We know what they are. Dumpster fire.
Yeah, look,
right.
I'm saying the Redskins. The Redskins the biggest loser.
Yeah.
B-Rig, who you got as the biggest loser?
Those are two of them. The Eagles and the Redskins. You know, the Eagles, they had Chris Harris right there for the taking.
Yeah,
I mean, he was a sitting duck. I don't think the Broncos were asking for too much.
They wanted to.
They were just trying to. The Eagles were just trying to get over, and Elway wasn't going for it. Yeah, the Redskins. Funny thing about that, Trent Williams failed his physical today, but due to helmet discomfort. So.
Yes. Who does that?
Right.
Does that?
Right. And then I had the Jets. I had the Jets as losers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a whole big controversy with Jamal Adams saying he didn't want to get traded, but the GM putting his name out there.
Yeah, and then
no, they didn't. They actually didn't.
The GM came back and said that they did not shop him.
It was a misunderstanding.
They fielded calls for him. Now, in trying to make the situation better, he may have made it even a little bit worse, because now Jamal says, well, do you see, these other teams taking calls for their top players? He had just had a meeting with Adam Gase and I can't remember the GM's name. Was it Douglas or something? Joe Douglas.
Joe Douglas.
Yeah, I think it is.
Adam Gase and Joe Douglas. He had just had a meeting with them last week saying how he wanted to be there, how he did not want to be traded from the Jets. And then this week they start taking calls, and then Joe Douglas is saying, well, you take calls, we didn't make calls, but we took calls, and we listened to what teams had to say. No, if you really wanted to do there, you end all conversation right there. Do you think teams call Bill Belichick with the intention of trading for a player, and if Bill has no intention of trading a player, you think he's going to listen to what you got to say? No, he's not. He's not even going to entertain it. He's not even going to let it get out into social media, into the media, to allow it to become a distraction. Now, distractions ain't hurt the Jets; they're a dumpster fire. But still, this is a top tier safety, borderline elite, and now he's disgruntled. And now you have a player on your hands that's probably going to hold out next year until you trade him.
Well, my thing is, I think he may. I don't know if he's going to be disruptive in the locker room, causing other kind of problems in the locker room with other players.
He's not that kind of guy.
No.
He's Jamal Adams. He's not that kind of guy. He's outspoken enough to make his feelings known, but he's not gonna go cause issues in the locker room. But what he will do is hold out next summer during training camp. I guarantee you.
Yeah, you're probably right about them. All right.
But,
all right, so
but
go ahead, K-Man.
In Douglas' defense, this is not him. This is Obedi's Adam Gase. Because Adam Gase is technically his boss.
Right.
Adam Gase, first of all, Adam Gase only has employment because of PFM, Peyton effing Manning. He is nothing without that man. And he is shown to be nothing without that man. Now, Douglas comes from Philly, where he worked under Howie Roseman. He knows how to build a roster.
Right.
But Gase hated everything that the previous GM, Mike McKignon, did.
Right.
So he just wants to sell off everything. So it's upon Douglas to try to, acquiesce his boss. But this is bad. Bad. Like Le'Veon. He was trying to get rid of Le'Veon.
Yeah, man, I heard that too.
Saying everybody is open instead of Darnold. It's their first round draft pick this year.
Oh yeah.
Quentin Williams.
Quentin Williams. Yeah.
Quentin Williams.
Yeah. So it's a bad. It's just the Jets being the Jets.
Yep.
It's just.
All right. So I want to get y'all take on this next topic, man. We kind of touched on it earlier with Andy Dalton getting shut down, Flacco getting shut down. Marcus Mariota not starting.
Yep.
So
right.
What do y'all think about this quarterback carousel going on, man? And the question is, do you think these teams are panicking, or are they going to try to tank and just what you think, B-Wig?
I think with teams like Denver, I mean Flacco's hurt, so they don't have a choice. You look at Tennessee with Mariota underperforming. I believe that franchise legitimately wants to win. I think they're legitimately trying to win. The problem is they don't have good enough leadership to win. They don't have the quarterback to win. They don't have the coach to win. And so I don't think it's necessarily a panic move by them. I just feel like they think that they legitimately think that Tannehill gives them a better chance to pull out a win than Marcus Mariota. Now with the Bengals, Kennedy touched on it earlier. That was bad on all fronts. You now have a disgruntled veteran backing up Ryan Finley, who's a pretty good quarterback, by the way. I love watching him at NC State. He's mad now because you waited all this time to bench him when you could have you could have gotten a fourth for him. You could have got like Tennessee. Tennessee may have given you a 4th round pick to bring him in. But no, now you get nothing. I think you get nothing. I don't think he has he doesn't have a year left on his contract. I think he's in the last year of his contract.
Yeah, I think so.
And not only that, I don't think he's going to cause a problem in the locker room. He's not that type of guy, but it just you're burning bridges. You're burning bridges. So their move, I wouldn't call it panic. I call it stupid.
Yeah, because I agree with you about that. I think that was bad. That franchise is looking bad. So what you think, K-Man?
Well, okay, so we already touched on Andy Dalton. For Flacco has a neck injury. He could barely turn his neck. But some people in the media thinks it's outside the media thinks it's a conspiracy because he was outspoken against the offensive coordinator.
I was going to ask you about that, K-Man.
But it wasn't also the offensive coordinator. He was really pretty much talking about the head coach because head coach makes those decisions at the end. The offensive coordinator just comes up with the play. But he is legitimately hurt. But the issue with the Broncos is because they never wanted to play their second round pick this year. And so now they're forced to because Elway thought they can get through a year and just have Flacco in there and then have it. But no, you got to put the kid in. We also seeing, in Carolina, Kyle Allen, Cam's almost ready. I think because Kyle is playing really well, they're not rushing Cam.
They are now.
The carousel also seemed to have stopped in New Orleans because we all were like, why is Drew Brees coming back? I mean, even though they won the game, he didn't really light it up. He threw some touchdowns, but they were like 5-yard, 10-yard passes. Now he looked good doing it, but it's still
he threw for 373. But
that's a lot.
How many completions though?
Yeah.
He averaged like maybe 9-10 yards per completion.
Yeah.
And what was the yak? And what was the yak on those?
Yeah, good point.
Right.
I got another team for y'all. What are y'all thinking about the Dolphins situation where they're sitting your boy down? Now Fitzmagic is back in.
I think that they messed up first of all when they traded for Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
Josh Rosen, they wanted to get a good look at him, see what they had, to see if he was worthy of being the starter post this year. Now they know. Now that they know, it's. We say they're tanking. They are tanking.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I think they wanted to get a good look at Rosen to see what they had, and had he performed well, he would still be the starting quarterback. But since he hasn't, I think that they're allowing Ryan Fitzpatrick to audition for backup roles elsewhere next year.
Oh, good point. Good point, B. So what you think, K-Man?
I think I sent you that text, and I'm like, when they were up, and I'm like,
yeah.
What is he doing? Does he not know the plan?
Right.
Because the plan is to tank, but he is trying to win games, and that's why they did an all-out blitz, leaving the whole middle of the field open.
Right.
I think they have two quarterbacks who want to win, but they know, all right, Rosen really, if you have everything on him, he really can win us some games. So we're going to sit him down. Fitzmagic is deficient. He's going to try, but by the second quarter, he's going to get exposed because they're in an arms race. And when I mean an arms race, I mean a dump race between them and the Bengals to get the number 1 pick.
Do you know how y'all sound? You sound like, hey, what is he doing? He's trying to win. Get him out of there. No.
It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. Yeah. Like right now, these, especially, Sean, you know this. Next Saturday, that's the showdown.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing I want to know about that game. How many scouts will be at that game? That's
all of them.
No. I want to know because this is going to be it. I mean, there's some other games coming up, but this is going to be it. So
this game is going to decide probably the Heisman Trophy winner, probably.
Right. And you're going to see a lot of scouts in teal and a lot of scouts in orange and black. Trust me. So they want this. They want this to go right. So they are tanking hard. I don't blame them, but I'm just saying.
Hey man, I'm still laughing at your theory, K man. What is he doing? He's trying to get him. Dude, what you? That's like a company trying to make money. And we got Brandon. He's working to a. Did he close the account? Yeah, he closed it. We got to stop that. No.
He going to the sideline, pumping his fist like, yeah. I see Flores looking at him. This. He don't know what we're trying to do. All right,
we gotta get some ad libs in there so we can beat the curse words out like this. What is he doing?
So let me embarrass myself and show everybody I'm not a good coach. All out blitz, middle of the field, wide open. All right, and break.
What do they send 9 guys on that blitz?
Yes.
I mean,
literally.
I've never.
Mina Kimes from ESPN took a picture and drew a tank in the middle of that field because it was that wide open. So come on. They're not trying to win. They're not.
All right, man. Next topic I thought about, man, was rookie. Well, right now, rookie of the year, man. I know for me, I got Nick Bosa being kind of rookie of the year. Who you think will be rookie of the year, K, man?
I just thought about this. We didn't do our midseason awards.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I guess we can do that next week.
Next week, yeah.
Rookie of the year, for defense, yeah, I give it to Nick Bosa. For offense, is Aaron Jones a rookie?
I don't know.
Aaron Jones, for Green Bay?
Green Bay, yeah.
No, he's not.
Oh God, because that dude is killing it.
That's a good question.
Huh. Then I guess it would be Baby Arms.
You said,
I won't get into where that name originated from because I just got taken back like 11 years.
Uh-huh.
Oh man.
You're the one that came up with it.
God rest his soul.
Yep.
oh, man.
Great America.
But yeah, for I guess for me, it would probably be Nick Bosa for defense. Offense, I'm going Minshew, man. Gardner Minshew.
I was thinking him, man. Minshew magic, huh?
Yeah, man, Minshew magic. I just to me, I think he passes the eye test more. He passes the eye test better than Kyler has. I mean, I'm being petty at this point.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. Yeah.
Petty Pendergrass is, what I'm known is what I'm known as around these parts. But yeah, I would at this point I would probably go with Minshew.
All right. So that being said, since you brought up Minshew, I'm gonna ask both of y'all: do you think if Minshew keeps playing at the caliber he's playing, and Foles comes back, is there a quarterback controversy because they just paid Foles his money?
Right. I think Foles gets his job back ultimately, unless I'm not sure how close he is to coming back, but unless they're straight garbage, which they're not, unless they're like really bad and so far out of it by the time he comes back, then I maybe could see Minshew keeping the job for the year. But let's be honest, Foles makes too much money to be sitting on the bench.
Yep.
So he'll get his job back when he comes back.
You agree with that, K-Man?
Yes, I do. But he has a short leash. I think because this draft is super deep with wide receivers, and Jacksonville really doesn't have that many good wide receivers. So I think, and they're going to miss the playoffs, but they're going to be picking in the mid rounds and then be able to get some wide receiver help maybe in the first round and the third round. So Foles will have something to play with come 2020. But if he starts to struggle, Minshew's right there.
Yep.
All right, good point. All right, so what stood out for y'all this week 8, man? Any disappointments, any surprises? What you got, K-Man?
What stood out to me was Deshaun Watson. That play. Oh my God.
Yeah, getting kicked in the eye.
Yeah, man.
Kicked in the eye. Like, first of all, let's understand how hard it is to get kicked in the eye with a helmet on.
Right.
I mean, there's a small little opening,
Yep.
and he got kicked in the eye, and he still threw a touchdown.
Yeah. He was like a pirate with an eye patch on. Arr, I'm gonna throw this ball.
I
wanna be a pirate.
remember what Dabo said before the draft, and he said passing on him is like passing on Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's that,
Oh,
but all I know is Chicago Bears fans got to be killing themselves.
look, hey, K-Man, it's ironic that you coincide the Chicago Bears with the Chicago Bulls just that quickly. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What you got, B-Wig?
Yeah, that was awesome. But let's be honest, the Houston Texans had no business winning that game. They played poorly.
Yes.
For 58 minutes, they played poorly. So they had no business winning that game. What else stood out? I believe that San Francisco is for real. I think their record. I was gonna
ask y'all that, man.
I think their record is legit. I watched the game Sunday, and especially on defense at all three levels, they're sound, they're solid, they don't make mistakes. On offense, they seem to have, found something with Tevin Coleman.
I know, right?
I like them. I like them coming out of college before he got drafted by Atlanta. But I think they found something with him. So yeah, I think they're for real. Lastly, is how much we still don't know about these borderline teams: Buffalo, Carolina, the Rams.
Oh yeah, Rams.
Just how much gray area, how cloudy it still is with those teams. Sean, did you pick the Eagles or the Bills this past week? I can't remember.
I picked the Bills.
Yeah, we all three of us picked the Bills
Mm-hmm.
on the strength of their defense.
Yes.
And then they turn around at home and give up 31 points to the Eagles. It's stuff like that just makes you pull your hair out because, here you are ready to commit to maybe not the team in general, but an aspect of the team. We were ready to commit to their defense. Like their defense is for real. Then they do that. Carolina, dude, I mean, to get, for San Francisco to put up a 50 spot on you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
51.
And then the Rams, they look to be turning a corner, but you still don't know yet because they're playing patsies. So that's what stood out to me, man.
And you ain't lying about that, man. Y'all hit some good points there, man. Because when I saw some of these scores, man, I'm looking like what? I felt like Vince Lombardi in that old clip. What the hell is going on out there?
For real,
killing
man.
me. Why are they killing me? I mean, I was looking at some of these scores, man. I was really kind of convinced. I'm like, yeah, we know nothing about football.
Right. Yeah. 2 weeks ago, we had Buffalo getting the 6th spot.
Yeah.
And now, like, I don't know.
Hey, you lying about that one? All right, man. We got about 15 minutes. Let's go with the picks.
All right.
So, as you can see, I put the odds up there, man. And look, I was trying to figure out what these odds mean. What does a plus 10 mean? They got to win by 10 points. So,
plus 10 means that the Cardinals are 10-point underdogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
plus means underdog, minus means favorite.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's what
if the Cardinals lose, but lose only by like less than 10 points, then they cover.
Yep.
So.
All right. So K-Man, 49ers Cardinals. Who you got? You see the odds?
Yeah. On a short week, I got the 49ers winning.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, I know that one. Not with Kyler Murray there. Who you got, B-Wig?
I got the 49ers. It's not going to be a fun night for Kyler Murray.
No, they got a they got a lot of tall individuals on that defensive line for the 49ers. I see a lot of batted balls. I see Kyler trying to throw through windows and possibly throwing in picks.
I'm gonna tell you, the only way that the Cardinals kind of make this close and possibly put it off is if they come at Kyler Murray and he takes off and run. He's gonna have to run this game for sure. All right.
Not only that, they're gonna have to force turnovers on defense.
Yeah,
true.
They don't get any. They lose the turnover battle. There's no way they win that game.
Now they do have a really good pass rush, and one of the reasons why I'm still not sold on the 49ers is Garoppolo. So yeah, they're gonna have to force a lot of turnovers, or just a lot of 3 and outs, and then make that defense stay on the field a little bit long, because Kyler can run around and gas you out.
Right.
Yeah, good point. All right. So, K-Man, Texans versus the Jags. Who you got?
I got the Jags. I was gonna use this as my parting shot, but I have another parting shot. They're gonna miss J.J. Watt, and
oh yeah,
this is his shame. This is the 4th time in 6 seasons that he's missing season-ending injury, and it's sad. And we could be seeing the ending of a career of one of the all-time greats, and I'm not even saying that loosely. All-time greats, 3-time NFL MVP. I mean, defensive player, should have been MVP one of those years, but this puts more pressure on the defense. It puts more pressure on Uncle Curtis to come up with a game plan. So I don't know.
Who you got? B?
I like the Texans. I expect them to rally around that. As Kennedy said, the aforementioned Uncle Curtis, I think he will come up with something for old Gardner. I think Deshaun makes too many plays in this game. I think he makes a lot more plays than Minshew does, and I think that's what wins the game.
Even with that one eye?
Even with the one eye.
Yeah. All right, I got you.
He's resting it tonight. He was supposed to participate in the World Series festivities, but he was like, nah, I'm good. I'm resting.
All right, B-Wig. We talked about this game earlier, I think. Vikings versus the Chiefs, man. Who you got, B?
Whether Mahomes plays or not, I have the Vikings.
Oh.
Their defense is more impressive. They have the ability to keep up with the Chiefs on offense. They have the same explosiveness, if not more, really, than the Chiefs. I like the Vikings.
Wow. All right. Okay. All right, so who you got, K-Man?
I have the Vikings also, and it's not even about keeping up. It's because that Chiefs defense is so soft, and also they should have been another one of the teams that we should have said about disappointments at the trade deadline. You have issues on a lot of levels, and you see yourself as a Super Bowl contender, but you are not with that defense.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see a heavy dose of Cook, and I believe also that Thielen should be healthy, and Bashar Breeland and Fuller cannot check them dudes.
Well, y'all seen them shoes I sent for Bashar Breeland, but hey, let me tell you, man,
that's still classic.
Yeah, no.
With this game, be on the lookout for Dalvin Cook screen pass, because he's gonna get a couple of those. He might take him to the house.
The only thing I will have to say, what is the win factor? Because Kirk Cousins doesn't have a really strong arm, and Kansas City Arrowhead sometimes be having these little swirling winds.
Yeah.
So,
not only that, that's a great point, because Kansas City has the better kicker of the two teams.
Yes.
Dan Bailey, he's kind of rebounded his career after how he fell flat on his face with my Cowboys, but he's still suspect, especially outdoors. So that could be a factor. Great point.
Right. Good point. All right, K-Man. I don't. The Jets versus the Dolphins. Look, I can't even get it out, man. The Jets versus the Dolphins. Who you got, K-Man?
Oh. Someone's gonna get hurt today. Someone's gonna get hurt on Sunday. Because I have the Dolphins winning.
What?
I have the Dolphins winning. I think the incompetence of the Jets front office may have broken that team. And so what am I playing for?
That's a good point.
The last 2 weeks, you know, the Dolphins the players have played hard. It's the coaches that put them in bad positions to lose. So, I think the Dolphins win this game.
Who you got, B?
As bad as both teams are, and like we could be looking at like two historically bad teams here. That being said, of the badness, the Jets have more talent on their roster than the Miami Dolphins.
Hey, look.
I gotta go with the Jets.
Hey, look. Look, America. I'm telling y'all right now. This pick right here is going to demonstrate how we know nothing about sports. Right here. This game right here.
I'm going Jets, man. I can't pick the Dolphins. I just can't.
I be Wig. So the next game, Redskins versus the Bills. I already know you picking the Bills, right? B, because you don't pick the Redskins, do you?
I picked them last week. No, I didn't. I said I gave them a chance. I gave them a chance. I said that they would make the game interesting, and I said that they would cover, which they did both.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about. That being said, give me the Bills. I expect the Bills to rebound this week. They won't put up gaudy numbers because they never do, but I think the defense will be too much. I think the defense rebounds this week, and it'll be too much for Haskins and Co.
Who you got, K-Man?
I predict for the third week in a row that this game will be over in 2 hours and 45 minutes because Callahan likes to run the ball and just chew up that clock, which is great because I don't want to see bad teams play. I have the Buffalo Bills winning because, they know what they did last week. And trust me, that coach is going to tell them do y'all remember when Lennox Lewis fought Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
And in the corner, like during the 5th round or something like that, Emmanuel Stewart was yelling at Lennox Lewis, punching him in the chest.
Right.
Saying, "You got a dead man in front of you. Why aren't you doing anything?" That's what the Buffalo Bills are going to say to their teammates. His team. You got a dead team in front of you. Take advantage.
The next game they had no line on this one, man, and I don't understand. I don't know why they didn't get a line on this one, but the K-Man, who you taking, the Colts or the Steelers?
Colts.
Yeah, I take the Colts too, man. I think the Steelers going to have to go into rebuilding mode. Who you got, B?
Colts, hands down. Hands down, pants down.
Yeah,
hands on the ground.
Let me see. All right. I ain't got my glasses on. Show me. B Wig, the Titans versus the Panthers. Who you got?
I'm not going to overreact to last week. I'm going to take the Panthers. Because I feel like they are a better football team. Give me the Panthers.
All right. I thought you was going to take the Titans because of Tannehill, but all right.
Tannehill? Who is that?
Who you got, K-Man?
I also am not going to overrate last week's loss. They lost. It happens. Tennessee's not good on offense. They got a good defense, but they're not good on offense. Give me the Carolina Panthers at home.
Yeah, that's who I was going to pick anyway, because the Titans. Anyway, all right. So, K-Man, this game is interesting to me, man. Bears at the Eagles. Who you got, K-Man?
Why is it interesting?
Because Mitchell Trubisky.
So the Eagles have a deficiency in their defense, but Mitchell Trubisky can't take advantage because he doesn't have the mental aptitude or the physical aptitude to take advantage of that team. Give me the Eagles.
So, K-Man, you saying the Eagles got a deficiency. So you saying Chicago's deficiency is Mr. Trubisky?
Exactly.
Who you got, B?
Also their head coach too.
You got B.
Everything in me is telling me to pick the Bears. You know, you can throw on Philly, but they won't be able to. You can run on them, as evidenced a couple Sunday nights ago. You can run on them, but they got too much. They got too much stuff going on. They got too much to figure out, and they have a loser at quarterback. So I'm taking the Eagles.
Okay.
I expect them to build on last week.
Because at first, B, I thought you wanted the Bears to win because the Eagles would lose. That would help y'all out, right?
I don't get into all that, man. I don't. Just play the games. If you want to win the game. Your team is supposed to handle your team's business. So I don't get into all that.
Yeah, good point. That's the way it should be. Good point. All right, B. So this game, the Bucks versus the Seahawks. B, who you got?
The Seahawks.
Yeah. That's to me. That's a no-brainer. Famous
Right.
Jenkins. I don't know what he's doing.
He wasn't a train wreck last week, but I don't trust him in that stadium. I don't trust him at CenturyLink Field.
Yeah, good point. Who you got, K-Man?
I got the Seahawks, but I got them in a close one. This is one of those classic Seahawks trap game where they play down to the level of competition that they're going against, and then all of a sudden, in the last 10 minutes of the game, they gotta, correct themselves. This is something they do all the time, and then you judge yourself, and you're like, what's going on with Seattle? It's just like, no, they do this all the time.
Good point. All right, so K-Man, the next game, the Lions versus the Raiders. Who you got, K-Man?
I have the Lions. They are playing good, solid football on both sides of the ball. I still don't trust Matt Patricia, but I think he's at least. Well, I know he's way smarter than
Gruden, huh?
his opposing head coach and John Gruden. So give me the Lions.
All right, who you got, B?
Yeah, I'll take the Lions. They're at 500. Oakland is one game below 500. Don't let the records fool you. Oakland is minus 41 in point differential for a reason. The Lions they're better at every position. They're at every phase of this game. They're better. So I like the Lions.
Yeah, good point. Because I know Gruden said they lacking that linebacker. All right, so.
Also, Stafford is a low-key MVP candidate.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. And look, I'll start with B Wig on this one. I'll wait for the K-Man to say his stuff after. So, B Wig, the Browns versus the Broncos. Who you got, B?
Ooh, man. Ooh.
That's what I said this morning when I saw this matchup. I was like, "Ooh."
Ooh.
Hey man, look, y'all heard what Baker Mayfield said. He said he doesn't care. He's frustrated. If he hurts some people along the way, it's too bad.
Yeah, the little kid that he used to play. Used to go to the playground. A little kid. Everybody used to pick on. He really wasn't all that good, but he just kept talking. That's kind of what Baker reminds me of right now.
Yeah.
Like, just shut up. That being said, I like the Browns in this game. Really,
Ooh, wow.
I do. I do.
Hey, look, B Wig. To your point, man. Just take care of business. That's all you gotta do, Baker Mayfield.
Right. Just shut your mouth, man.
Who you got, K, man?
The starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos is one Brandon Allen. today, Chris Harris said something that was kind of like, let you know. He said, I'm not going to judge him on the scout team offense during practice. That lets you know everything. That lets you know everything. Now, the Broncos have a legit defense. Give me the Browns.
What?
Give me the Browns.
If hold on, wait, if the Browns lose this game, Freddie Kitchens may not make it until next season.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Freddie Kitchens will not make it into next season. This is Mike McCarthy's job. They wanted to give the job to McCarthy, but they wanted to keep the chemistry with Kitchens and Baker.
Baker, yeah.
Right.
And when we did our first podcast, I said, I don't trust Freddie Kitchens. This is a lot. This is a lot of talent, a lot of stars. And and the team underperforming. John Dorsey is not happy.
Right.
So,
Yeah. You're right about that. All right, K-Man. Packers versus the Chargers. Who you got?
Packers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Anthony Lynn might be unemployed next year.
Falling by the wayside. Huh?
It's not his fault. It's just the team medical doctors and the Chargers inherent DNA of falling on their face.
Yeah,
They can't
They
help
made
it.
some bad plays through the season, man. They just had some bad breaks from what I saw. But
Yeah.
who you got, B?
Packers, big, huge.
Aaron Rodgers, the bad man. All right. So be with this. The game when I saw this one, man, for Sunday night, I said this is going to be a good game. The Pats versus the Ravens. Who you got, B?
It will, but the Patriots are gonna win. I think it'll be a closer game than some people are expecting, but Bill Belichick is gonna have something for Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh, whichever Harbaugh coaches the Ravens. John, yeah.
Like the Grudens.
Yeah, he's gonna have to.
No, don't do that.
He's gonna have to trust Lamar Jackson to drop back and make some plays.
Yeah,
Because Belichick is gonna take away.
They're gonna be waiting for him to throw that ball to him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
But Belichick is gonna take away his ability to scramble. Belichick he's the best in the NFL at taking away what you do best.
Yes.
Unless Mark Ingram goes off. So, K-Man, who you got?
I have the Ravens winning this game. For the last 10 years, there's only been 2 teams that have no fear when playing consistently when playing the New England Patriots. That is a team led by Peyton Manning and the Baltimore Ravens and whoever the quarterback is. I know Bill Belichick will have a game plan, but John Harbaugh will have a game plan too. Also, I've never been really sold on the Patriots defense because they really haven't played anybody. And so this is a game that is going to be I really looking forward to this game. I want to see.
Yeah, me too, man.
I want to see Mark Ingram. I want to see their burner wide receiver. This is a game I can't wait to win.
Hollywood.
This game. I can't wait to see this game.
I agree that the Pats haven't played anybody, but still, do you know how hard it is to be this good, this historically good on defense, regardless of who you playing?
Yeah, all the picks
like they're on a historic clip.
We'll see after Sunday. I have the Ravens. Now, you are right. They are going to take away the run from Lamar Jackson. This is time where he has to show.
Mark Ingram got to go get going.
He has to show his maturity and growth to stop staring down receivers, to look off. I see a lot of the tight end. I see a lot of 5 yards here, 5 yards there.
Right. He's going to have to be patient. He's going to have to be patient.
Exactly.
And take what the Patriots give him because Belichick he's crafty. Lamar's not going to want to target Stephon Gilmore, but what Belichick will do is he'll put bracket coverage on the other side of the field, so it'll force him to look close to the line of scrimmage or in the dump off zone. He's going to have to be patient. If he does not be patient, they can't win this game.
Yeah, or what he'll do, he'll make the coverage look like zone, and then as soon as he gets ready to throw the ball, it turns to man or something like that. But
and then also we talking about offense. Let's touch on to the defense. Dean Pease, he gonna have his boys ready. So this is going. I hope. I don't want to. Second quarter is like 25 to nothing, but I hope this is a really good game.
All right, last game Monday night. K-Man, Cowboys versus the Giants. Who you got?
Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's who I'm taking, man. Unless Saquon Barkley had one of those amazing nights, but yeah, I would take the Cowboys. Who you got, B?
Saquon Barkley could be Jesus Christ, but he still can't carry that team to a victory. I don't care.
Right, I got the Cowboys. Saquon's gonna get his. Don't get it twisted. He's gonna get his. He always does against us, but that's all they have. They don't have a defense. Who's gonna cover anybody that we have to trot out there? Like
somebody, America has to believe in Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones.
Yes.
Yeah, it won't be this week. I think DeMarcus Lawrence has awakened from his slumber, from his early season slumber. I absolutely love the addition of Michael Bennett. We got him for practically nothing. He can come in and play inside. He can play outside. He plays with an edge. He plays with tiny shoulder pads. I was gonna say that, them tiny shoulder pads. I don't see him playing a big game or whatever because he still doesn't know the defense. But just for the record, I love that addition.
All right, good point. All right, parting shots. What you got, K-Man?
My parting shot, it was going to be about J.J. Watt, but I already touched on it. But my parting shot is about one Baker Mayfield. We all saw the 19-second clip today. This is a man who started feeling himself because what they did at the second half of the season, he got the Progressive insurance commercials and someone else type commercials. And then he thought I got Odell and I got Jarvis Landry and I got Chubb.
Running back.
And then all of a sudden, the second year slump hit him and adversity hit him. And Lincoln Riley's not there. And so now, remember what Colin Cowherd said about him? Like before he got into the NFL, and then now Colin Cowherd's just sitting back and just like, that's gonna be like 2 hours tomorrow. That's gonna be 2 hours tomorrow. Him gloating on how he was right about Baker Mayfield. Baker, you looking like Baker the Faker. That's my parting shot.
Yeah, look, K-Man, that was my parting shot. So I was gonna talk about Baker Mayfield. What's your parting shot, B-Wig?
Couple of parting shots. One, I think we are entering into the second half of the season, but I think we're entering into a time where we will begin to see head coach heads roll in the NFL in preparation for the offseason. I think Dan Quinn needs to be on fire watch. I think Anthony Lynn needs to be on fire watch. Of course, Jay Groom's already been fired, but I think we need to start looking out for coaches to be fired in the next few weeks. Also, last parting shot. Are the Redskins, Jets, and Dolphins, like, do they know something that we don't? And the Bengals, like, do those four franchises know something that we don't? Like, is there like a secret award for worst franchise of the year that we don't know about that they're competing for?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're competing for one of those specials on the NFL Network in the offseason.
Okay, so I would take the Dolphins out of that list.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. That's fair.
I would take the Dolphins out of the list.
I was just going off of records, but yeah, that's fair. We could take them out. But I think right now, the Jets are making a strong push, but far and away, I think the Redskins are taking it by storm.
Easy.
They screwed themselves 10 times from Sunday with this Trent Williams situation.
Exactly, man.
I saw Kennedy. You sent out that tweet earlier where Washington waited.
The Browns were called.
Yeah, the Browns approached them regarding Trent Williams in the first, trading for a first round pick. Yeah. Washington said no. Washington waited 6 weeks, and then Cleveland pretty much shut the door in their face.
Nothing.
Right. So
Dorsey hates them. As long as he's the GM for the Cleveland Browns, they will never, and I mean never, do business with the Washington Redskins.
Right.
He is seething mad.
Right. Like legit, like big.
He
mad.
called them every day.
Right. Yep. And Trent Williams, you're not getting away scot free either. You stayed away this long. You should have just kept. You should have just stayed home. Why report? Report? I mean, you reported only to lose your physical.
And he can't play until week 11 or something like that.
Right. So you should have
He reported to get the second half of the paycheck. He doesn't want to miss the whole.
That's what it is. That's what it is, K-Man. There's a rule that he has to finish out the season.
Yes. So that's why he showed up.
And he has no intention of playing. So, and I hate spending time talking about the Redskins because it's a waste. They're so bad. It's a waste of time at this point. But it needs to be known just how dysfunctional that franchise is. For any of my Redskins fans listening out there, you have nothing, and I mean nothing, to be excited about. You have nothing to look forward to. That franchise is the worst franchise in the NFL. Signing off.
I'm not going to spend my time on the Redskins because I already did this. I'm going to point out the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals were awarded a football team after their legendary owner got the Cleveland Browns, which was named after him, taken away. His son, Mike Brown, runs that team. He is a cheap loser. He is just making money because he inherited a team. He doesn't know what he's doing, and for the longest time. Let's go to the Jets. The Jets are run by the people who run Johnson & Johnson. They care more about baby oil and talcum powder than actually winning games.
Hey, man, they help the players, man. You don't want to be chafed between their legs, man.
Everything, if you add the Redskins, it all starts from the top.
Of course.
The number one guy. And in all three franchises, idiots.
Yep.
Hey, look, I can't argue either one of those, man, because I totally agree with you, man. I mean, it's all those franchises, man, start from the top down. Just they're like a total mess.
Total
mess.
I mean, the moves that these teams have made, man, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
All right,
and fan bases are suffering because of their idiotic decisions.
Mike Greenberg with the Jets, man.
Y'all saw the text I sent yesterday when the cop pulled the Redskins, or the cop pulled the person over. DC cop pulled the person over, gave him 2 Redskins tickets. I mean, it's that bad, and it's that bad. My brother, he's still a diehard Redskins fan, but it's so bad that even he said that he was gonna save that and use it. Wow. It's that bad, man.
Yeah, Rod needs to walk away.
He can't.
Rod, if you're listening, walk away.
Walk away.
You can't, man. You can't. It's a drug.
Don't go into the light.
He's hooked on the yum.
Well,
yum.
Shanghai Sally.
We need to take him to a detox center or a methadone clinic or something. We gotta help our friend.
For the record, my brother is not addicted to drugs. That is a euphemism. I'm using that to liken them to the Washington Redskins.
These last 3 weeks, you've been hearing me sniffing, and that's a cold, but it's also my addiction to the white girl. That's right.
Hey,
Cocaine.
no, K-Man.
Tony Montana.
Look,
That
what kind of
Michael Irvin?
snow blower are you, man? You can
That Michael Irvin.
That
big
Michael
old
Irvin.
Seinfeld with the stocks.
That Lawrence Taylor.
That Robert Downey Jr.
Or
That Bobby
K-Man,
Brown.
Are you allergic to mohair? All right, man.
All jokes. I don't like cocaine. I love heroin.
Once upon a time, this used to be a kid-safe podcast, but
yeah, not anymore. We said screw it. You know what?
Look,
What did Michael Jordan say about the kids? What did Michael Jordan say about them kids? Exactly.
And on that note,
all right, man.
Oh man,
as always,
another fun week.
Thank our subscribers, our loyal subscribers.
Exactly. We appreciate the support.
Thank you to our day ones.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, big ups to y'all. For anybody new listening, like, subscribe, dislike it. I don't care. Just interact. You got something to say it. Say it in the comments. We may not respond, but we will read them. We will read them all.
Exactly.
Peace out.
And on that note,
Peace.
We're done.
Holla, holla.
See y'all next week.
All right, man.
Peace.
Peace.